is my name is Sandeep, and I come from Jharkhand. And currently, I'm working as a teacher in private school. My major is accounts and finance, and I enjoy reading books, traveling, and talking with new people.
All right, that's great. And okay, I should also introduce myself as we are meeting for the very first time. Okay,
Yeah,
so as my name is mentioned here, Priyanka Kushwa, and I'm connecting to you from Madhya Pradesh. I'm currently living in my hometown. And when it comes to my studies, so I'm currently studying MBA first year, as well as I'm running my YouTube channel, which is all about spoken English conversation. I connect with co-learners and good speakers. And I also take classes online, one on one, to help learners to improve their communication skills. And when it comes to my hobbies, I like to read books, and dancing is one of my hobby. So this is a brief introduction about me.
yeah, that sounds good.
Right. Okay. So please tell me, how long? How long you have been learning English?
Actually, in New Year 2024, I have created, some New Year's resolutions. So in New Year resolution, there is one of that I have to be better in English and I have to speak. So I have been speaking since 12 Jan 2024.
12th of January. Wow, that's great. So this is your New Year resolution. For this year, that you want to be good speaker.
Yeah, actually in 2020, in each year I create some resolutions. In 2024, sorry, 2021, there was I had resolution to become a vegetarian. So in 2021, I become a vegetarian. In 2022, there was a resolution to become a book reader, and I become book reader. And 2023, there was resolution like I have to be, like consistent or disciplined person. And in 2024, I have to be good at English, and now I'm working on it.
Great. You are very determined, and you can say, disciplined person.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, there was, some technical issue, and even actually, I'm a teacher, so there is a you can maybe that today is CBSE exam has been announced, so I was late in a school, so I reached at home, some late, so just I wake up.
All right, no issue. Okay. So that's really wonderful because this is your New Year resolution. It's been almost 5 months you have been practicing. So, with whom you practice on a daily basis?
On daily basis, earlier when I have started, I only that time I used to talk with native speakers only.
Native speak.
Almost 1 month I talk. I talk with. I used to talk with only native speaker, but nowadays, they become busy. Even they don't respond me. Maybe they are really busy in a study and whatever they do. So now I switch in another app, that means in WhatsApp and Telegram and sometimes Skype. So mostly I focus on my whenever I talk, I face two problems. One is pronunciation, second one is grammar. So for grammar, I used to read books, and for pronunciation, I like to listen conversational videos, movies, and news channels, English news channel like BBC, First Post.
All right.
Yeah.
So the your major concern is pronunciation. And what was the next? Could you repeat?
Uh, first one is pronunciation. Next one is grammar. For grammar,
Grammar.
I like to read books. Yeah.
All right, of course. And grammar is, like a major concern for many learners because they think that when I'll complete the grammar portion, then I'll start speaking. But it is not the actually case. You should start speaking from the very first day onwards.
Yeah, yeah, but from the first day I have started to speaking, but I realized I have to work on grammar because just speaking without rectifying the errors, it is not good. I have to speak as well as I have to improve myself, boost up myself, and see what kind of wrong I do, what kind of mistake I do while speaking. So I realized that I do only two mistakes. Even I talk with a lot of like native speakers, and maybe some people they are really good. Then I realized, and they told me you have to work only two areas. Then I realized, yeah, I have to work on two areas, and now I am working on it.
Exactly. So on a daily basis, like how you correct yourself when it comes to pronunciation.
For pronunciation, I used to listen news and conversational videos. So just I focus on listening only, because and sometime I use some application in my phone. Whenever I have to speak, I have to pronunciate, spell some new words. First of all, I check using those applications, because in application you can see in British accent, in American accent, in Indian accent, how to spell that word. So sometime I use, and sometime I just focus on listening, and just listening I can able to rectify, even I able to pronunciate well.
Of course, you can pronounce well. Of course. All right. So, are you planning to, adapt any accent like British or American, or you're okay with Indian accent?
I like British accent, because from the beginning I like British. Even I have one of friend who speaks British accent very well. I am and I inspire from him. And even he told me, at least you have to learn one accent, that is British accent. Because British accent dominate all over the world. Whenever you go any other country, you can see mostly people talk in British accent. Even in India, our English is British English. Our accent is our Indian accent, but English is British English.
Of
So
course.
I like British accent, but British accent really strong accent. Whenever I talk with British person, I'm not able to communicate long time. Just I face a lot of problem. I not able to understand their accent. There is really a strong accent. Whenever I talk with an American, I can understand very well.
Okay. You find it really hard to understand British speakers,
Yeah, sure.
but it's not the thing. I mean, the more you will practice, the better you will get it. And the main thing here is to just of course they don't speak very like you can say I can say fancy English. They speak whatever, as you said, it is a strong accent. And you find it really hard to understand them. But that's all right. I mean, sometimes it will only happen when you converse with them a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, so please tell me about your future plans, like as you're learning this language and as you're a teacher. So, what's your future plan? May I know?
Yeah, my future plan is simple. First of all, I want to be a good speaker. Good speaker. That means, what is my motto? My motto is crystal clear. I want to be very good at English. Very good. That means whenever I talk with native speaker, whenever even mostly I like to talk with I like to talk with a foreigner mostly. Rarely I talk in Indian person. Mostly I like to talk with foreigner. So whenever I talk with a foreigner, I can understand very well, and I can and sometimes yesterday I talked with a girl. She is from Canada. So even
Canada.
she was not able to understand me perfectly. She was telling me, "You speak very fast. You have to speak slow."
So,
So
all right.
yeah, yeah. So that's why, because ultimately, maybe actually I have a desire. I have to go out of India. So at least I want to learn one accent, that is British accent, and I want to improve my English, and I want to be very good. And I don't want to face any kind of issue while talking with any kind of person, while reading, what even while watching Hollywood movies or whatever I watch in English content. I can understand. I can grasp 100%.
Of course, you have a broad vision, Mr. Sandeep. I mean, you really want to go abroad for higher studies or for job purpose.
Job purpose, because in India I'm a teacher as well as a student also.
All right. So, what all subjects do you teach?
In school, I teach in a school, in a private school up to 10. So I teach IT subject, computer science.
All right. Okay, so English is also your favorite subject, I can say, or not? No.
No, if it was my favorite, so I if it was my favorite, so maybe I was I was on Josh Talk.
Okay, I could have given a yeah speech or something on Josh Talk. Well, of course. Yeah. So now please tell me, like, what are the areas still you are facing problem when it comes to English?
Mm, earlier when I was talking with native speaker, I realized to speak English is really a cup of tea. Anybody can speak very well. But after that, I realized it is not like a easy task to speak English. It takes time. It is a long journey. When I realize myself, maybe it will take 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Even it is not like a destination. It is a journey. You have to be learn everyday basis. Whenever you
Exactly.
talk with a person and when we read anything, you will always think. Even earlier, I was application on my phone. So in English, everyday basis, more than 51 new words came into the existence. So
51 words.
already, yeah, 51, more than 50. Even I'm not a more idea, but on that application there was a sometime some feature. You can see how many new words has been come came today. So you can, there was a feature. so so then realize to speak English is really so difficult. How can I remember all the words and vocab? So but I realized to speak English, no need to learn all the words.
Exactly.
Even some basic word related to that profession, for example, to being a teacher. If I want to speak English in classroom and whenever, so just I need some vocabs related to education, classroom, like that's no need to learn all the sentences. When I go to in corporate sector, just remember related to those, no need to learn entire.
Exactly. And the main idea is to convey your message. It's not you have to speak very like fancy English, because whatever you are like saying, the main idea is to understand, make other people understand that what you are trying to say. As you said yesterday, you had a session with one of girl. She's from Canada, but she couldn't understand you because she was saying that you were speaking fast at that time. And yeah, that is the issue actually. This is not a proper communication. Proper communication happens when both people can understand what they're speaking, and if they're not understanding each other, it doesn't matter how much good they are, in like in language,
Yeah, yeah,
there is
sure.
no use. The main thing is to convey in as simple manner as you can. And apart from this, you can add on some good vocab, some nice idioms, phrases, but the main thing is to convey and make them understand.
Yes, your communication means, yeah, communication is a way to convey your message, thought, idea, whatever you want to share with someone. If maybe it will retain oral and maybe your gesture need to be language means thus it is a way to make and deliver your thoughts, make understandable or deliver your thoughts. If other person can able to understand you, it's okay. But nowadays you
Exactly.
can see there is a advanced English. People are learning to know the same thing, how to speak in a professional way.
Yeah, of
So
course.
because so that's why we have to learn. Because when you say same word in a normal way, people say like it, even a little boy speak like that. Why you are speaking the same thing? You have to speak in a professional way, like a formal way.
Of course. And this language is very expressive. I mean, there are many options you have to say a particular thing. So just learn every day, and always there is something to learn. You cannot be perfect in it. Every time you will find it like, okay, this is something I should learn. This is the phrase, and I should speak. And there are so many ways to greet people, to say something, as you said. So we should always. What are you thinking, Mr. Sandeep?
I was thinking about one quote. I forget.
All
Yeah,
right.
I remember. So I have read a book where there is written, if you learn English maximum, you will be a scholar. A scholar. You can't be Shakespeare. You can be, in your language you can be a Kabir or like that. You can't be Shakespeare on English. So the same thing,
Of
happened in.
course.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so just we have to focus and we can't be perfect. Only we can be good.
Yes. And every time, like, may I know your mother tongue, Mr. Sandeep?
Hindi.
Oh, same here. So, of course, in our mother tongue, I mean, we are not good at it because we don't know grammar, Hindi grammar complete, right? I find it really hard in schooling when I used to write Hindi grammar or something like that. There are so many things at that time, right? And same with English, but I think English is little easy to learn and to, I mean, I find it really easy and I have an interest for it. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. I also realize that English is easier than Hindi.
Yeah, of course. Even we can't speak pure Hindi. Can you speak?
Yeah, yeah. I tried sometime. I try to speak pure Hindi, but before speaking, I have to think what have to say next word, next sentence. Maybe
Yeah.
some Urdu word or English word will come automatically. So I have to focus on it. So I can speak, but I can speak slower than English. I can speak English maybe little bit fast, but I can't speak Hindi fast, pure Hindi fast. I can speak pure Hindi, but it
Yeah.
will take time.
It has, typical words. I mean, we find it really hard to pronounce them.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
All right.
Just I want to ask you, give if you want to give me some suggestions. So I want to, because I'm a actually I treat my life my actually I treat myself like I'm a intermediate level because I know how to communicate. Even I can talk with native speakers and I understand everything. But I am improving pronunciation as well as grammars. They already know grammar, but whenever I talk, I forget grammar and do silly mistakes.
Okay.
So need to improve because without improving, yeah. So just I need some suggestion.
Okay, like from my side, I can just say that, of course, that girl said you exactly, the right thing because you speak a little faster. Try to, speak a little slow. I'm not saying that because the idea is to convey, as we discussed, the main motive of communication is to convey your message so that the person who is talking to you make sure he can relate or understand you. If he or she will not be able to and understand then what's the there is no use of this session and all. So make sure the person
Yeah.
whom you're talking with should be like can understand you and speak a little slow. There is no rush, nobody's in the hurry, right?
Yeah, sure.
When you speak, because when you speak slow you will have time to express and to pronounce the word correctly in a proper manner. Let's say there is a one word pronunciation, and if you say pronunciation just fast, so it's not sounds good. Just speak pronunciation. Sometimes I face problem in pronunciation. That's why, and sometimes I have a issue that what if I'll make something. So just be a little, your pace should be a little slow. Otherwise, all good. And you have a right confidence and you're passionate to learn this language. And as it's your resolution for this year, so all the very best for that.
Yeah, thank you. And for practice purpose, what do you do?
For practice, what I do, I mean, nowadays I'm taking classes and I also try to, listen podcast or interviews, good speakers and English speeches. I listen a lot. I'm always on the, like listening mode or something if I'm free. And apart from this, as I'm studying, so I have to manage my studies as well, apart from this YouTube.
Yeah, so yeah, you are doing I forget MBA, right?
Yeah, MBA.
Okay.
All right. So almost done, right? Is there any question you have, Mr. Sandeep, you can ask at last before winding up the session?
No, I don't have any kind of question, but maybe when next time we will connect,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
we
So
can
all the
discuss the
very
topic.
best for your journey. And of course, I mean, you have a right confidence. I like the way you address and you said once in the session you mentioned, I have, I'm crystal clear about what I'm going to do. I like this concept of yours.